You know, I feel like we weren't as focused as we was yesterday. You know, we came in the game lethargic and, you know, it cost us.
Spo calls you a computer. He says that all these matchups, you know, with 7-footers, whenever you have them, like tonight, that you take away a lot of information and learn quickly. What would you say you learned from going up against DeMarcus and Anthony? Because there were many times where you were doing a great job against them defending them.
They're two different players, so you know, AD likes to face up, and Boog, you know, he backs down on certain people. So you know, just knowing your matchup and just watching enough film.
Did you feel like you did a pretty good job?
I feel like I did. I feel like I could have did better on certain stuff, but you know, you take away from it. So you know, information is in the head, and you just move on.
Which one of them was tougher for you, Ben?
The
two different styles.
Yeah, it's different styles. So you know, you just gotta go out there and lay it on the line, no matter who it is. So just being a competitor, you know, it wasn't which one was harder. It was more like, you know, I just gotta get a stop. You know, in this locker room, we take every, you know, one-on-one personal. So just going out there and just competing is, you know, that's all you can do.
What Manny said about what Spo said, is that true? Do you feel every time you go up against real quality guys who do different things, the big guys who are in your, you know, in your range as far as your body and your height, do you learn a lot from all these guys as you're going through the league?
Yeah, because you know, you take moves from them that you never did before, and you just you put it in your pocket. So you know, that's what this league about: learning, growing, and getting better.
Did you have a relationship with those guys beforehand, being Kentucky guys? Did you know them at all?
I mean, we know each other because of Kentucky. Not on a personal level. I don't personally like know AD or Boog, but you know, when we see each other, we speak.
Was there any trash talking going on between the big guys, or was it kind of all friendly?
No, not really. You know, we just out there competing. You know, for competitors only. So that's what we was doing.
It wasn't for a lack of our guys wanting or even putting the effort. That just wasn't one of our better nights, and you have to credit New Orleans for that. You know, I actually felt pretty good when it was 68-64. I thought if we could slow the tempo down just a little bit, play this game a little bit more in the mud, that we'd give ourselves a chance there at the end. And then they went on an 11-0 run just like that, 3 threes and Rondo's layup, and we just they never looked back. So you know, we'll move on. I still think there's some really good things going on with our team. Despite the injuries, despite some of the adversity that we're going through, I like the direction we're going. We'll just have to gather ourselves, get some rest, hopefully get some healthy bodies back for the Orlando game. If we don't, we have enough.
Is there an update on James Johnson? I know he tried.
Yeah, no, JJ, and I thought his minutes were really good. As soon as he went on that drive and jumped off his right foot and he started limping, it was like I got him out and I wasn't even thinking about putting him back in. So he was re-aggravated. We'll find out, you know how badly it was, but we were all on the same page about it. And you know, thankfully we'll have a couple days just to get some treatment and rest, and we'll go from there.
Goran Dragic, he seen shaking his elbow several times, but
yeah.
What do you think about his minutes tonight?
I thought it was good for him just to get out there and get some rhythm. And again, he didn't have to. He just really wanted to be out there for the guys. I think even, you know, if we would have played better, I still think New Orleans was on top of their game tonight. It might have been just one of those nights. But the guys were really grateful for Goran. It just shows you, you know, what kind of warrior he is and the respect that he has in the locker room. Yeah, he felt it a few times because he's so aggressive. You know, you can't go out there and say, well, I'm going to protect my elbow, and then all of a sudden he's, you know, a Tasmanian devil on those drives. There's going to be collisions. There are times guys were swiping at him. But, you know, he made it through it, and I think the couple days will be good for him as well.
Erik, their three-point shooting, was that something they were just hitting shots, or is it because of your concerns about that inside-outside impact?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, they're a very good three-point shooting team, but a lot of those shots don't just materialize by themselves if you don't have a couple studs that are drawing the defense. And obviously they present a lot of different challenges than you normally face. Two 7-foot players that don't play like traditional 7-foot players. So they have skill out by the three-point line. They both can put the ball on the floor. They both can post up. They both can play pick and roll basketball. And let's not also understate, forget about Drew Holiday. I don't even know what his stats are, but he also creates a lot of things on his pick and rolls. In my mind, he's one of the most underrated players in the league. Okay.
Despite the game that Cousins and Davis had, Bam seemed to hang in with them for at least for 3 quarters anyway. He just talk about what he learns playing against guys like this and what he did against these guys.
Yeah, he's a computer. So every single game, he's putting it, every experience into that computer, and he's learning at such a rapid pace. But that's the toughest matchup you'll face against those two guys because of the skill set, because of their ability to also draw fouls. He had a couple really good possessions where he was able to defend, keep them in front of him without fouling. He did some good things on the other end as well. But how can we not be encouraged by what we're seeing with Bam? Okay, thank you.
I never want to use excuses. I was out there and tried to do my best. So we had a bad game. The first half they were getting open looks, but we were right there. We were down 3 points, and the second half was too much. Making every shot, our defense was not there. And then of course we didn't play good in offense. It was kind of a perfect storm for them. But we need to go on the next one.
If you guys weren't so short-handed, would you have come back?
I mean, it's tough to say. You never know.
Okay. You felt like they just needed you, though, at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to the doc, and the pain is there. So, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not the first time I'm playing through the pain. So, I try to be there for my teammates and try to do what I can. So, and that's it. End of story. Try to do treatments and be professional. So.
You're not the only one. Your other co-captain is going through the same thing. What does it say about this team? You have 2 guys like yourself and James really getting through it and trying to get out there as soon as you can.
I mean, we have character. Everybody can see. We don't use excuses, and we have a lot of guys who's injured, and we're just gonna keep on playing. We can just say, "Oh, we're done," and go home and not to show up, but that's not us. That's not us, and that's not me. How I was taught to play, and you can see this team has a heart, but it's tough. It's tough, but the tomorrow still the sun gonna come up, and we're gonna have enough guys to play.
Does it feel good though that Goran, you guys are getting close to the start of the new year and you're over 500? You're not like in a hole like you were last year.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Especially like you said, we're up 1 game over 500. But we are greedy. We still think we could be in better position. But yeah, like I said, it's nice to have some days off now when the holidays are here and try to spend, with family and kind of get energized again, full your batteries, and try to win some games.
Bam Adebayo, just the growth you've seen from him. There were so many times tonight, Anthony Davis, it seemed like he was guarding him really, really well. And Spo calls him sort of like a computer. He learns so much and he restores that. What have you seen from him all this time that he's been sort of filling in for Hassan, and the growth that you've seen from him the last couple of weeks?
A lot. He's like a sponge. He wants to learn. He's here early. He's putting a lot of hard work in, and then you can show that on the team. He's a really smart player. And it helps him, his ability that he can jump high, he can move his feet, he's quick, and You know, he puts a lot of guys in troubles, and it's really hard to play against these kind of guys. And you know, he's doing great.
Is he surprised you at all how well he's defending some of these guys? I mean, you could look at the highlights, and there's a bunch of games now where he's done a good job guarding some of the
I'm
best.
surprised. You know, when I was in Europe, and Rob was over there, and Ifman, they said, you know, we draft this guy Ben. Of course, I didn't know. You know, I didn't follow the college basketball so much, but they told me this guy is unbelievable. He's athletic. He's like, you know, type like Dwight Howard, and you know, then you can start, you know, imagine what he can do. But then when you see him in person, you know, it's kind of scary because, you know, he can blitz, and at the same time he can get back to his own man. So you basically don't even need the rotation, and that's something unique.